Yeah,
Oh, we're
that's.
live. Oh, we're live.
Oh yeah, that too. And I'm all
Yeah.
blue.
Dabba-dee dabba-die. Dude.
Yeah.
This is the Pine Men. So I was just telling Matt, got some books yesterday because, well, actually, I want to talk about this on stream really quick. The feeling of boredom that can only be solved by walking around, entering buildings, and interacting with salespeople,
Yeah.
and or bartenders or servers, and sometimes you just get lonely, and you just are like, I need to walk around and purchase stuff.
Yeah, you sure are sometimes.
So that's what we were talking about just before we started streaming. But let me just share with you folks the book choices that I made this time. So we got D.H. Lawrence, excellent writer. I always love his stuff. I've read a few of his books, and I saw this one, and I just loved the cover.
Beautiful.
I thought it was some good like, I don't know. It feels like something you would see in a wealthy person's home in the 80s.
Okay, I could see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is called Lady Chatterley's Lover, and supposedly it's one of the most beautiful and tender love stories of modern fiction.
Wow, that's
And it's the summation of D.H. Lawrence's artistic achievements. He's a romantic guy, but he also uh um his belief that materialism robbed life of its vitality and purpose. So
Oh, okay.
materialism. I also picked up a William Carlos Williams book of poetry. Then the next book up, Ursula Le Guin, The Lathe of Heaven. Have you ever heard of this one?
No, not at all.
It's pretty popular. I've been hearing about it a lot lately. There's been like uh a few people lately have recommended it to me. It takes place in Portland. She's from Portland, or lived in Portland. And then the last one, The Nightmare Years.
Oh, damn, okay. Oh, I may
This
have
is
heard of that one. I've heard of that author before, I think.
this guy, he's the one who wrote The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I went there to buy because Grimes recommended it to me.
Personally?
Yeah. So I've always wanted to read that one. I've always heard about it, and went to the bookstore and they didn't have it. So I was like, let's see this one, because this one is like his memoir, kind of about the time, because he was there.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'm interested in hearing about that,
Yeah.
reading about that.
Can't wait to hear the updates or, the
Yeah,
analysis.
I'll continue updating you.
Yeah.
I'm still finishing Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Cancer, Henry Miller books right now. I'm almost done with them,
Nice.
but it's good.
Yeah. Phone ringing. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna answer it quick. Do you mind to just doing your thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Welcome to the Erick Show.
Welcome to the Erick Show.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna answer it.
Here we go.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna answer
Welcome
it.
to the Erick Show.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna answer it.
Here we go.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna
Welcome to
answer
the Erick
it.
Show.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna
Here we go.
answer it.
Oh, here we go. All right. The Erick Show has begun. So, lately, I've just been spending a lot of time reading books out loud to myself. It's been a pleasurable experience. It keeps like the vocal cords warmed up. I don't know if you're familiar with the feeling of just sitting quietly for a very long time. You start getting like, I don't know if this happens for everybody, but it happens for me. You start feeling like like pent up neck energy. And honestly, what I probably should do is write songs and sing. That usually gets it out as well, but reading out loud has been nice as well. If you haven't read Henry Miller before, I recommend it. Definitely recommend it, because I mean, he's a fucking creep. Don't get me wrong, but he's a beautiful poet as well. He toes the line. Toes the line. He barely toes the line. He's straight up sexual deviant and basically a let's say, well, I mean, I don't know how much of what he writes about is purely fiction or, implied fiction, but it's definitely he definitely would have got in trouble during the Me Too period of time, or before. He might have been in jail, honestly, but I don't know. It's interesting when you think about, like, I don't know, the way things fucking change, and, like, well, I think honestly, I think Tropic of Cancer was a banned book, I think, but I don't know. It's interesting to think about, yeah, like what is considered. I didn't even know. There's no way it wasn't considered deviant stuff back then. To be, uh, basically, he's writes out this one scene, so creepy, where he's on the subway in New York. I don't even know what year it would be. It's probably the 30s or something, 40s, maybe 40s, 40s probably. I don't know. But he's like squiggling his leg up in between some girl's legs. And he knows what he's doing. He's doing it on purpose. And I'm reading that. I'm just feeling not happy about it. I'm just like, why are you doing this? He's just a horny, horny man. I don't know. Some people don't know many things at all. And that's just the way that it goes, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I need to be more centered here, but uh, I don't know. It's a lot of strange stuff when it comes to sex and sexuality, where people like and don't like many different types of things. Like, a lot of it is stressful and confusing, to say the least, if not fun sometimes. I don't know. Sex is a weird thing. Currently listening to Sun Ra. If you're familiar with Sun Ra, I don't know if you're familiar with Sun Ra or not, but he's a great jazz musician. Gotta tell you. Gotta tell you. Oh, good. Thank God he's back.
You had to
Trouble.
do some heavy lifting there. That took a little
Yeah.
bit. But
I had to talk about Henry Miller's sexual deviancy and how he would have definitely been in trouble if he
oh
was still
yeah.
alive.
Yeah, I think most people would be. Most
Yeah.
people that were in the public eye or whatever in any way.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. Like, he writes a lot about sex. He's a big sex writer, so he writes a lot about his uh what do you call them? The things that he got into when he was
Yeah, his
a younger
escapades or
man.
whatever.
His escapades.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And I was telling them about it in one of the, I think it was in Tropic of Capricorn, but he's talking about how he's on the fucking subway, wiggling his leg up in between some girl's legs.
Oh boy.
And it's a lot of stuff like that. And sometimes reading this stuff, I'm like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
why are you doing this?"
Yeah.
But
Different times, I guess.
yeah, definitely different times, but also, like, still not okay.
Yeah, right, exactly. Still, yeah. Yeah,
I
not
think
okay
it was
then.
definitely still
Yeah.
frowned upon.
Even
then.
though it's different times, that's another thing. Like, even though I say different times, it's like, that doesn't mean it was ever good or okay, even, like, at all. It's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
people just, I don't know, we're different. I don't know.
People were definitely different.
Doing weird stuff and being like,
People are
what,
still like this, though. That's
No,
the
I
thing.
know.
People are still like this.
Yep.
They're always out there doing weird stuff.
You're right. You're right.
God, I don't like it.
Yeah. Sometimes I
Sex
forget.
is such a fucking wasteland, man. People just
Yeah.
be horny.
People do be horny out here. And,
Mhm.
like, they're like, I don't know. I think they're so horny they don't even realize that that's what it is. They think it's just like, yeah, man, I'm just living my life. Like, what? This is what everybody thinks. And it's like, man, you are like,
That's what it seems like, right?
yeah, like it's a lot of people who think it's like, oh, I'm like, I'm totally secure with my sexuality and I'm like, yeah, I just like handle my shit. Yeah. It's like you are like literally like in the top percentile of like I don't know what word to use. I don't think you're actually allowed to say it on Twitch, but like
Ooh.
involuntary celibates or whatever.
Oh, you're not allowed to say it on
I don't know. I
Twitch?
guess you are, but I don't know. I heard like a while ago they were like I don't
Um,
know. Not that anyone's gonna
they were
report
they
us.
were getting they were getting upset about it themselves.
I guess I don't know, but
But even like, I go out sometimes to like certain bars, or fucking most bars, but I was gonna say like the more like clubby feeling bars,
mhm.
and you see like these dudes, and they're just like,
Oh my god.
"Up, honey? How you doing, baby?" And I'm like, "Man, that probably works sometimes, but I don't like it."
Yeah, yeah, that
How
yeah,
you
that's a little
how you
much.
doing?
Yeah.
It is a fucking trip.
Yeah, it's so weird seeing that. It's weird. Like I don't know if how common this experience is, but like for me, like growing up, like being in my teens and early 20s or whatever, it's like you see that, and especially back then, 10 years ago or whatever, it would be
Mhm.
like that was so normal that, and it was like people didn't really start, people weren't really speaking about how creepy that is. I mean, they were, well, let's be honest, only women were talking about how creepy that is, and like guys were just like, no, that's just like guys being guys, man, like whatever. So
Jesus, yeah.
it's like I don't know, just seeing that and like being like, oh man, I'm not one of those people, but like that's it's not because I'm like, oh, I just I don't know, I had a little bit of like feeling like, oh, what's wrong with me? How come I'm not like that? Like that's like you're supposed
Oh,
to try
yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah.
alpha, you know what I mean? Like I'm kind of weird. I just feel so uncomfortable acting like that. I gotta like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with me? But now I'm like, thank God I didn't feel comfortable acting like that. That just means I'm a
Yeah.
normal human being in some way at
Yeah.
least. In
Just
that
being
way.
regular.
Yeah, it's like oh, okay, good. I'm not naturally just like a predator or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I don't know, dude. It's and that's the thing too. I wonder how many people like, like at what point does like society's influence and like the actual personage begin, like do people act like that because they want to act like that, or do they act like that because they think that it works? Do they act like that because you like watch these fucking dude, we should watch some those fucking pickup artist videos.
Yeah, let's see if we could get.
See if you bring up some, but like, there's like that, like, oh, like let's like play with like the psychology of like a person and like kind of like trick them
Oh,
into
yeah,
like, into like sleeping with me. And
yeah.
it's like, oh man, it's like, I don't know, and I guess it's never been like my mo to like sleep with somebody.
Right.
Like that's just honestly, at the end of the day, that's like an extra perk on top of like meeting like a new person that I like.
Right. Like the
That's never
idea
it's
would
like I wouldn't. Yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
but basically the idea would be that like you meet someone and like, oh my god, if they're actually like this person that like really enjoy, and like if we really hit it off and have one of those like amazing nights where we're just like talking and just like connecting and stuff, and then it leads to that would be just like a cool like overall thing, you know what I mean? Not just like
Mhm.
how can I manipulate this person into believing that I'm someone that they can trust, because I need to make them believe that, because
Mhm.
in doing this I am proving that they actually can't trust me, so I need to trick them.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah, 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 yeah. Like, honestly, like, this is I don't know, like, I honestly prefer, like, having, like, a really fun conversation with somebody that's,
uh-huh.
like, maybe, like, a little bit intimate of a conversation
Yeah.
than, like, trying to get it to go to sex. It doesn't feel like the point to me, even though I think it is,
I
generally
mean,
speaking. The point of one of the points of life is sex, but
yeah, but it's just kind of like being humans, just like being the evolved, advanced species or whatever. It's like,
yeah.
you know, at that point, it's like, why do we even have a society? You know what I mean? We might as well just go out in the woods and whoever's strongest can just grab whoever they want. You know what I mean? It's like, obviously, we're not going to do
Yeah,
that, and that's good.
yeah.
But like, so it's like, as a human, it's like, not the point. It shouldn't be. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, in my opinion, I'm a sensitive
Yeah,
man. What can
right?
I say?
That
I'm
right?
not.
I
I'm
mean,
not going
what's
to
wrong with that?
apologize for it. Like,
I'm gonna get more out there and, like,
yeah.
try this whole living like regular person thing
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
or whatever. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's usually just feels sad.
What you
This
mean?
That's
is
my
the
experience with it at least.
Pine